accountability, taking congregations to task for not serving the community in their estimation as those churches should. They say something doesn't add up when a pastor makes a lot of money, drives a luxury car, and yet the people who live near his church are in poverty. A scuffle inside the sanctuary after New Era Detroit protests during a worship service.
Bro, let me go, man. Let's go.
Zeke, the leader of the group, offered no apologies for the dust-up at Great Faith Ministry Saturday, only the reasoning behind it.
This situation is bigger than just Wayne T. Jackson. This is about black churches and black pastors who live a lavish life on behalf of the people, and they're not giving back to their community.
He's referring to Bishop Wayne T. Jackson, the wealthy pastor that welcomed Donald Trump, drives a Rolls Royce, and lives in a mansion. Zeke was there for the offering Saturday.
When they started the offering at $1,000, and then they said if you don't got $1,000, then do $300. And if you don't got cash, then we got ATM machines. I don't understand that logic. I don't understand that way of thinking, and I don't understand that to be what religion is.
New Era Detroit says the neighborhood surrounding Great Faith Ministries is by and large impoverished.
This guy has networks, churches, fancy cars, you know what I mean, $1 million houses, and there's babies in this community that's going without food at night. Somebody has to be frustrated about this enough to do something that will get people's attention.
Let's rock on the mic. What's up, everybody? And you are listening to the best of the Media Mike Radio Show. I am your host, the Media Mike Speaks, sponsored by New Justice Media, where we are the voice of the everyday citizen. The time is now 31 minutes past the hour here in the Lone Star State. So let's get to this story before it's too late. All right, good people, I'm pretty sure you saw in that video, it affects a lot of people. Yes. This pastor, you know what? He calls himself the apostle. Pastor Apostle. Okay, they call themselves bishop, doctor, preacher man, whatever. So as you saw in the video, he's asking for $1,000 after he's asked for $300 the previous weekend. So he wants more money. So that's $1,300 in 2 weeks, or roughly a week. I would say Sunday to Sunday. So in 7 whole days, he wants $1,300. Now, as you saw in the video, this mayhem started on the pastor apostle's birthday celebration. We celebrate the pastor's birthday now. He gets a party in the church and you pay more money. A few minutes before the church was to broadcast nationally on television, a man in the audience started protesting in the middle of the aisle as Apostle Jackson took the pulpit. After the pastor requested removal of the man, other people in the audience came up to help him protest. A fight broke out, and the protesters were removed from the church. It was later found out that the person who started the protest was a man named Zeke, president of New Era Detroit, a local activist group, as you saw in that video. Now, as you know, as I said before, the protest was organized due to the fact that there was an offering request of $1,000 and $300 the Saturday before. Zeke stated that he witnessed the offering and wondered why a wealthy minister like Bishop, he's a bishop now. He's an apostle, bishop, pastor. The man has 3 titles. Bishop Jackson needed an offering of $1,000 or $300 from each member of his congregation when he himself was rich and lived in a large house and drove a Rolls Royce. Wow, man is balling out. Now, here's the thing, good people. As you heard in Zeke's response, now the question is this young man correct? You see, for years, the church has been a symbol, or as I should say, a beacon of light or hope, especially in the South. But this is the Midwest we're talking about here. Now, it does happen somewhat in the Northeast. Now, there are many pastors who are famously wealthy. Some do help people in the community. I do agree. However, one can't help but wonder if this is a big hustle. People give their hard-earned money only to receive nothing in return. They just keep giving. In the past, the church was a networking institution where you could go and get hooked up with a job. You can find employment, reputable employment, because there are people in the church that work in the local community. I'm not saying that may not be true today, but it just doesn't seem that way. Now I can see why some men, especially productive men, no longer attend church. Not all, but you see some game, recognizes game. And that's what it is. You see game, recognize game. And smart men will not let another man hustle them. Truly smart men. Now, as for the ladies, well, go figure. As long as they can feel good, that's all she wrote. That's all I'm going to talk about that. But one thing I just can't quite understand is that you see people get so wrapped up in this church thing that they use it as a crutch, in my opinion, to not be productive. Now, some people need the church, I agree, because it's all they have. But when people are productive and they're doing well by their fellow men, walking in the word of God, as I should say, why do people who just can't seem to get their act together always trying to tell people who do have the act together on what they should be doing? Things that make you go, The church is full of a lot of broken people, I do believe. Yeah. And maybe that's what they need. But it's sad how people can easily be that manipulated. And maybe it's a big social gathering also. Maybe it's somewhere to go on a Sunday or Saturday. I don't know. You have nothing else going on in your life, and therefore you need to go there to talk about people and worship and gospel. And I grew up in the church in the Deep South. And it did some good. But at the end of the day, I did see a lot of mess. Because the way I see it, it's like, look, you get enough hassle on your job, depending on where you work. You don't need the hassle in church too. It's like, where's the peace? It doesn't seem like that's where you get it. It seems like it's a temporary high to hopefully wish all your problems will go away, and they don't, because they're right back there on Monday. So I don't know. But it seems a lot of the individuals that are there, depending on the church, the ones that are not productive, always try to be looking at other people saying what they should be doing. It's almost like, you see, I have a car. You don't have a car, but you're telling me what I should be doing with a car, my car. I have a home. You're about to be evicted because you mismanage your money, but you're telling me that I should go to church. Well, it seems church is not doing you a service. It's not. And you may need to go to Money Manage Anonymous. And isn't it somewhere in the Bible it says a rich man, it would be very difficult for a rich man to get into heaven. It's like putting the needle through the eye of a camel or something like that. Well, it seems to me a lot of these pastors just might not make it. Has anyone ever thought about that? It seems they may not, but who knows? Hey, it is what it is. Until next time, this is your guy, Mr. Educator, Mr. Communicator, Mr. Free Thinker. Subscribe, share, and like to keep me rocking on the mic. Have a good night.
Understand you soon, it won't be long. Keep on, keep on.